1. Work or study. What work do you do? Why did you choose to do that type of work or that job? Do you think this type of job is famous in your country? Do you like your job? Do you want to change to another job? Do you miss being a student? What technology do you use at work? Who helps you the most? And how? Is your job important to you? 2. Home and accommodation. What kind of house or flat do you want to live in the future? Are the transport facilities to your home very good? Do you prefer living in a house or a flat? Please describe the room you live in. What part of your home do you like the most? How long have you lived there? Do you plan to live there for a long time? What's the difference between where you are living now and where you have lived in the past? Can you describe the place where you live? What room does your family spend most of the time in? What's your favorite room in your apartment house? What makes you feel pleasant in your home? Do you think it is important to live in a comfortable environment? Do you live in a house or a flat? Who do you live with? What do you usually do in your flat? What kinds of accommodation do you live in? 3. Hometown. Do you think you will continue living there for a long time? Please describe your hometown a little. How long have you been living there? Do you like your hometown? Do you like living there? What do you like most about your hometown? Is there anything you dislike about it? Where is your hometown? Is that a big city or a small place? What's your hometown famous for? Did you learn about the history of your hometown at school? Do you think it's a proper place for children to grow up? 4. The area you live in. Do you like the area that you live in? Where do you like to go in that area? Do you know any famous people in your area? What are some of the changes in that area recently? Do you know any of your neighbors? Are the people in your neighborhood nice and friendly? 5. Traveling. Do you like traveling? How often do you go traveling? Where do you usually travel? How do you feel when you are traveling? 6. Transport. How do you go to work school? What's the most popular means of transportation in your hometown? How far is it from your home to work school? Do you think people will drive more in the future? 7. Running. Do you go running a lot? Where do you usually go running? When was the last time you went running? What do you think of running as a sport? 8. Chatting. Do you like chatting with friends? What do you usually chat about with friends? Do you prefer to chat with a group of people or with only one friend? Do you prefer to communicate face-to-face or via social media? Do you argue with friends? 9. Helping others. Do you usually help people around you? How do you help people around you, such as neighbors, family and friends? Do your parents teach you how to help others? Did your parents help you a lot when you were young? What have you done to help the elderly? 10. Fishing. Is fishing popular in your country? Do you like eating fish? Have you ever been to a place where there are lots of fish around you? Have you seen any movies with lots of fish? 11. Map. Do you often use maps? Do you use paper maps? How often do you use maps on your phone? Do you have maps at home? When was the last time you used a map? 12. Clothing. What kind of clothes do you like to wear? Do you prefer to wear comfortable and casual clothes or smart clothes? Do you like wearing t-shirts? Do you spend a lot of time choosing clothes? Did you choose your clothes when you were young? 13. Musical instruments. Have you ever learned to play a musical instrument? What musical instruments do you enjoy listening to the most? Do you think children should learn to play an instrument at school? Do you think music education is important to children? 14. Noise. Do you like to stay in a place with a lot of noise? What kinds of noises are there in the area where you live? Do you want to move to a quieter place? Do you think there is too much noise in today's world? Is making noise one of people's rights? 15. Tea and coffee. Do people like tea and coffee nowadays? Do you prefer to use tea or coffee to serve your guests? When was the last time you had a cup of coffee or tea? Do you usually buy your coffee in a coffee shop? Do you enjoy inviting friends to your home for tea or coffee? 16. Robots. Are robots important? Would robots affect people's lives? Have you ever watched a movie about robots? Should we let a robot drive for us for long journeys? What can robots do for you at home? 17. Gifts. Have you ever sent handmade gifts to others? Have you ever received a great gift? What do you consider when choosing a gift? Do you think you are good at choosing gifts? 5. What gift have you received recently? 18. Geography. How do you like geography? Do you think geography is useful? Have you ever learned geography? Do you want to be a geography teacher? 19. Films. What films do you like? Did you often watch films when you were a child? Did you often go to the cinema alone as a child? Do you often go to the cinema with your friends? Do you think going to the cinema is a good way to spend time with friends? 20. Celebrities. Who is your favorite celebrity in your country? What kind of famous people do you often see in the news? Do you pay attention to famous people in the news? Do you believe that the news about famous people in the media is true? Would you like to be a famous person in the news? 21. Money. Do you prefer to save money or spend money? What do you think about payment apps or mobile payments? Do you use a credit card to buy things? Do you think cash will still be popular in the future? Is money important to you? Do you spend a lot of money? Why do people care too much about money? How do you save money? 22. Singing. Do you like singing? Why? Have you ever learned how to sing? Who do you want to sing for? Do you think singing can bring happiness to people? 23. Memory. Are you good at memorizing things? Have you ever forgotten something that was important? Why do some people have good memories while others just don't? Why do more people rely on cell phones to memorize things? 24. Advertisement. Is there an advertisement that made an impression on you when you were a child? Do you see a lot of advertising on trains or other transport? Do you like advertisements? What kind of advertising do you like? 25. Video games. Do you play video games? Would you watch others play video games? Do you think people spend too much time playing video games? Do you prefer playing video games alone or with others? 26. Feeling bored. Do you often feel bored? When would you feel bored? What do you do when you feel bored? Do you think childhood is boring or adulthood is boring? 27. Crowded place. Is the city where you live crowded? Is there a crowded place near where you live? Do you like crowded places? Do most people like crowded places? When was the last time you were in a crowded place? 28. Collecting things. Do you collect things? Are there any things you keep from childhood? Would you keep old things for a long time? Why? Where do you usually keep things you need? 29. Losing things. Do you often lose things? What can we do to avoid losing things? Why do some people tend to lose things more often than others? What will you do if you find something lost by others? 30. Music. Do a lot of people like music? What kind of music do you listen to? Is it easy to learn music? Do you have music lessons at school? 31. Cakes. Do you like to eat cakes or other sweet foods? Did you like to eat cakes as a child? Can you make cakes? Are there any traditional Korean cakes? Do you like to have some desserts after meals? 32. Color. What is your favorite color? What color car would you like to buy? Do you think color is important when you decide which clothes to buy? What color makes you uncomfortable in your room? 33. Social media. When did you start using social media? Do you think you spend too much time on social media? Do your friends use social media? What do people often do on social media? 34. Sunglasses. Do you often wear sunglasses? Do you spend a lot of money on sunglasses? Do you give sunglasses as gifts? Have you ever lost your sunglasses?